a great question. John Paul the Great made a call for people of all faiths to go to Cairo in 1994 to help out with that conference because he knew a right to abortion was coming down the pike. So a whole bunch of regular people, like people in this room, ended up going to Cairo. That's how the UN pro-life movement was born. At the same time, he put together a very strong coalition of governments that included Muslim states. And so the London Times and the New York Times and others call it the Unholy Alliance. But the Unholy Alliance has been highly effective over the years. The Vatican has worked closely with governments that persecute Christians. They have worked closely with governments that are enemies. I mean, we have worked with governments that are enemies of the United States. Iran. You're not recording, right? I've got a whole talk about what we do with Muslims. It's a talk called I'd Rather There Be Muslims in My Foxhole. Without the Muslims, abortion would be a universally recognized human right in UN documents. Without the Muslims, homosexual marriage would now be a human right in international documents. So they have been extremely helpful in fighting back the secularists. Are they anywhere near perfect? Of course not. And yeah, I'm going to stop there. Sometimes I get in trouble talking about. Some years ago, I said to the Washington Post that the Muslims were not our allies. They were not our friends. They were our allies. And the Muslims got really mad at me because they consider us to be friends. It's amazing when a Muslim diplomat gets off the plane at JFK and comes to the UN for the first time. He expects to meet Americans who are only prostitutes, pornographers, and pimps, because that's what we project to the world. And they are astounded when they meet Americans who pray, when they meet faithful Americans. And I think it profoundly changes them. And even though we work with Muslim delegations that persecute Christians, I am absolutely convinced that some of them go home utterly changed and over time can make change in their